Good.
Yes.
78.6 FM, positive vibes with Winsome. This first time I saw Belen try to force a smile, she went, good morning, B. Can you say something so I make sure you're coming in?
Ohayou gozaimasu.
Yeah, you're good. Ohayou gozaimasu. The button is pushed. We are going 78.6 FM, positive vibes with Winsome and Belen. Rico, good morning.
Good morning.
It is Saturday. I don't even know what day of the month it is. It's March has just flown by.
Yes.
Jeez, March has flown by. Belen, tell me about your morning, man.
All right. So here in Okinawa, it is rainy and cloudy, but I love this type of weather.
Okay.
But it's humid. Like humidity is coming. So it was really nice to wake up and I journaled this morning and just got my thoughts gathered. So it was nice to do that and just look at this beautiful weather.
Let's go. So you woke up, and even though it's raining outside, it is still a beautiful day.
Of course.
Did you listen to the song I sent you last night? Mindfulness or Gratitude from Fearless Soul?
Oh, no. Sorry.
So today, I'm grateful that she acknowledged that I did send it, but I'm ungrateful. I'm kidding, just joking. She did not listen to the song. Today we're talking about gratitude.
I mean, to be fair, I needed a password and everything, and I didn't have that.
Hey, 78.6 FM, positive vibes with Winsome. Today we're going to talk about gratitude. And it's not always easy. I'm going to say this because I'm not a toxic positive person. What's the word that I'm looking for? I don't want to do toxic positivity.
Okay.
Right? The reality is there's a lot going on in the world right now. Man, there's a lot going on in the world right now. And it's hard for some people to wake up in the morning, turn on the news, and go to work without being distracted by everything that's happening. It's hard for some people to go through the day and things happen to them, and for them to still be grateful for the things that are going right in their day, because the things that are going wrong seem like they have so much power over us.
Right.
And I think the biggest thing for us, last week we talked about mindfulness, and I loved it. That was a wonderful discussion with my little friend here. And today, I really want to talk about gratitude. The crazy thing about it is, for the last 20-something years that I've been serving in the military, I know both of these topics are highlighted in every resilience lesson that we talk about. The ways that we keep our minds focused and try to keep a positive mindset. The reality behind it is we are innately, and I don't know if you know this, B, but we as human beings are innately designed and predetermined to focus on negativity first. Our minds have a negativity bias. Like the news, we always look for that train wreck or that bus crash, or we want to see what's going on. It's something about our minds that is easier for us to focus in on the negative than it is for us to channel and focus and hold on to the positive. Yeah. So if our minds are automatically predisposed to negative functions and wanting to see the negative and looking for the negative first, I think the reality behind it is we have to practice looking for the good. Am I tripping on that?
No, it's good. No, you're right. Like, you have to put in the work for yourself. And this kind of goes into like the mindfulness, and gratitude is part of the mindfulness as well. But if you're not putting in work to try to reach that positivity, that optimism, I mean, society and the world it could just consume you.
Yeah, 100%. I talk to the conversations I listen to every morning. There's always something bad. Like, I'm like, bro, what are y'all talking about? Oh, X happened last night, and this person said this, and that person. And I'm like, whoa, tell me something good. Me and B, we have a habit of doing that to each other. We'll be in a conversation, and sometimes it could be a day full of painful things happening. However, we find a point, both of us, and we're good at doing this. I think we've practiced this, not purposefully. But we always say, all right, tell me something good, though. Tell me something good about today. And that can be the hardest thing to do.
It is hard because your mind is so focused on the negative. Like, you were hurt, you're disappointed, that frustration. And we'll even kind of go a little bit the difference between gratitude and thankfulness. But just change your heart and your mind and your energy to focus on positivity.
Yeah.
I mean, that's growth and that's progress. And if you're doing that, like, good job.
I hear that. But let me ask you a question. You said it. So tell me, what is the difference between being grateful and being thankful?
Okay. So thankful is
Yeah.
more of a reaction.
Okay.
So thankful goes off of a specific occurrence of emotion. So like, let's say, I'm thankful that you brought me a water bottle.
Let's go.
Right?
Yeah.
Like I'm truly thankful because I was so thirsty and
Yeah.
I wanted a water bottle. But that's more of like the emotion that I'm going through in that moment.
Okay.
Gratitude is more of appreciating sincerely of what's going on with that relationship you're with. So no matter what happens from the outcome of that day, you're still able to be grateful at the end of it. You're not going to let the negative things that happen change your thought process of, I'm mad at this person, now I don't want to talk to them again. No, you're still grateful for that relationship. Now you're processing emotions, but grateful is more of like an attitude of how you respond.
So it's a mindset.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. We can
So grateful, being thankful, thankful's response. Hey, thanks, man. You bought me a water. Appreciate it. Cool. You appreciate that in the moment. But what you're saying, gratitude, being grateful of people, places, and things is a mindset in itself. So you have to be able to say, let me take this back. I'm grateful, even though this person may be doing some knuckleheaded stuff, just not talking about her specifically, but I'm still grateful for her as a person.
Right.
And then not every action, that situation, that person may bring to you, you may be thankful for, but you are overall grateful for that relationship. Is that what I'm tracking?
Yeah.
Okay. What else?
So like even a tangible reason. Let's say you find out you woke up with two different pair of socks.
Yeah.
Right. And you're
Yep.
like, dang it, I wanted to really wear green socks today, but I have one green and one black.
Yeah.
Instead
She's
of
done
that
that before.
instead of that letting ruin your day, that grateful mindset is like, that's okay. I wore two different socks. Like, what kind of optimistic positivity can I get from this? I'm not going to let this ruin the rest of my day.
Can you imagine? So we talk about this in class. Someone who wakes up, they're in a great mood. Everything's on time. They've got up on time. The alarm, they didn't oversleep. They got their clothes already prepared the night before. They're having a good flow into the morning. They had some time that morning to breathe and to reflect on what they want to do today and just bring themselves into center with their day. Great mood. Coffee is just piping hot and good for me, energy drink. But the coffee for them is great. They get in the car and they're having a good morning, and then somebody just cuts them off
Yeah, that's a
halfway to work, and then it's like, what the? Now, the difference between thankfulness and gratitude is when you're looking for the good and when you're trying to keep your mindset in a positive mindset. We're not talking about toxic positivity. I'm talking about still being able to say, hey, you know what? That just happened, but I'm still having a good morning.
Yeah, it's like you keep your power
Yeah, it is.
versus letting everything else control it.
Yeah.
Because things in this life can easily steal that,
Yep.
as you say, protect your peace.
Yep.
Right? Like, protect your gratitude. Like, try to like focus on those things, because if you allow small things like that to affect you, when it really comes down to someone needing you in the moment, like, how are you going to be able to respond? And
Right.
that gratitude, like, it even ties into like practicing your physical, practicing your social, like those pillars that we talk about for resiliency.
Yeah.
Overall, just like having a sincere heart
Yeah.
is what's going to also get to that point of gratitude.
I like that. I look at that situation. Let's just take that back. You're in the car, right? We're both in the car, and you see this happen to me. I'm having to say we're carpooling that morning, and you see this happen to me. And the first thing I want to say is, what the? But then I pause, and I say, you know what? It's all good. Anyway, B, tell me something good about your morning. That's infectious. That person next to
Right.
you, like, even if she was having or she wanted to react a certain way, seeing that you didn't give your energy in a negative fashion, that's infectious. To that person, like, you know what? It's not that bad. Guess what? You know what? I am having a good morning. The sun is rising. Now, check this out. If we're carpooling from Yomitan to Kadena, we get to see the sunrise. So we get to enjoy that. One of my teammates went to go pick up someone last week, B, for it was a DV visit,
Okay.
like a distinguished visitor. And instead of talking about the long drive to get there, it was the most beautiful thing in the world. He said, you know what, man? The sun was coming up. I got to see the water on the way to Nago, and I haven't seen that in a long time. And it was like a 25, 30-minute drive to go get this guy. And I was like, oh, for real? He didn't say the traffic, which existed. He didn't say he had the speed to make it back on time. He didn't mention all the things that actually really happened. He focused in and honed in on the beauty of the morning. and the conversation he had with this gentleman that he picked up and came back. And I didn't say nothing. I just listened to him, and I was so proud because I realized that he's looking for the good. And if we can do that, if we can train our brains to do that and we practice that, it is infectious, because by him saying that, when I'm going home that night, I want to make it on time to see the sunset, like we talk about all the time. Mm-hmm. I want to see it. So I made it a goal. What time is the sunset? Trying to look online what time sunset in Okinawa today. And I did. I'm going to show B a picture at the break. I made it to Yomitan that day, went to where I saw the opening in a beach in Yomitan, parked my car. Some ladies were mad because I parked where other people are parked. Parked my car and just stood there for about 15, 20 minutes and took in the sunset, because it was on my mind how he enjoyed the sunrise. And I wanted to share that experience. Yeah. Even though I can't see it go up, I'm still here to see it go down, and I'm grateful for that.
Yeah, it's inspiring. And we talk about that, like, leading and being able to be mentors to people that are beside us as friends. A lot of folks think that you have to be at a higher position to lead someone, but no, it just sits with each other. Like, if you're able to motivate, encourage, inspire at any like level, I mean, people want that. They're going to want to also seek for any type of positivity that they heard.
Imagine waking up and something bad happens to you. You have a bad start to your day.
Oh, yeah. That was last week.
How do you recover?
For me, it's definitely important that I have good people around me.
Let's go.
And having a workplace that you can go to know that there's going to be support, encouraging, like, man, that's so detrimental. That's why I'm a big advocate for having a good workplace. But if not, like, if that's that best friend you got to call real quick, or a family member, even if you just need to get it out and vent, but then, like, go back to ask yourself, like, okay, cool, I'm not going to let this take all of my energy for the day. What do I still want? And it kind of goes back to, like, your power, like you having the ultimate decision to make how you want your day to be.
Have you ever met that person? And I'm going to give them to you. That person who say they got a flat tire that morning. They got a phone call, somebody cussing them out because you work a customer service job. They go and their boss does something to upset, or that would normally upset them or anyone. And when you talk to that person, they're still upbeat, don't seem phased, and they're moving on with their day.
Yeah.
That person that seems like no matter what happens, ching, ching, ping, ping, it just bounces off of them.
Yeah.
And how do you feel when you see that, and you see that this person just can endure these things and keep that positive mindset and get through the day? What do you see from that person?
If anything, what's wrong with this person in a good way? Like, what secrets do they have? What's the keys to the treasure box, right? So if anything, for me, I'm like, how can I learn? How can I get there? But also, like, striving to encourage other people around us, because we have someone that we work with. Yeah. They're always trying to break her. And I'm like, why break her? Like, if anything, we should be more like her. Like, let's see what these type of qualities she's naturally exuding to get through all this stress and through all this adversity.
Listen to what you just said. And she may not realize how powerful that is. People will try to break your spirit. Yeah. Now, that's sad in a lot of ways, because we know it exists and know it happens. And that's why I said I want to stay completely away from toxic positivity today, right? The reality behind Positive Vibes Radio Show, the reality behind it is there are people out there, their whole purpose when they wake up, because they're miserable, is they want to steal your joy too. They want to be like, she's smiling. How do I take that smile off her face? Oh, she's still working hard. How do I get her to break? There's people like that. Yeah. They can't stand it. And it's sad, and coming from a spiritual place, I know we stay away from religion and all this stuff, but I tell my kids all the time, like, there's demons in other people that they can't control. And sometimes you encounter these people, and they're so miserable that they want you to be miserable too. And when you find someone who is not affected by that, or someone who is able to deflect that, you definitely want to figure out how they do it. How is it that you protect your energy, protect your peace, still stay positive, still stay grateful, even throughout all this stuff? And there's a lot of things that B's witnessed with me throughout the last quarter and a half or 2 quarters, that it's like, I still have to process it. I'm human. I still got to have the human emotions and process these things. But when I get to the other side of it, I always try to find a way to be grateful for the journey and what did I learn in that.
Right.
What did I do right and what did I do wrong? We'll be right back. Don't get high on your own supply of mindfulness and positivity and gratitude.
Oh.
All right. 13 seconds. Hey, everybody who's listening on YouTube.
Oh, yeah, you didn't send me the link.
.6 FM, Positive Vibes of Winsome. We've been practicing that. When to move it and smile and how to get the smile to time with the... Anyway, 78.6 FM, Positive Vibes of Winsome. Today we're talking about gratitude. And I'm going to say this because we have a message in when I came in this morning. Hello, Miss Takahiro Hattori from Nagoya, Japan. She says hello this morning. So Miss Takahiro Hattori-san, hello, good morning from Positive Vibes. Thank you so much for the message. And speaking about gratitude, these are the things that I'm truly grateful for. So we talk about, we're going to jump into some tips for you to practice gratitude. But I kind of want to talk about what I'm grateful for. Is that fair?
That is 100% fair.
I want to be selfish and take up y'all's time. But I'm going to share this because I listened to the song that I sent Belen. You know, she don't listen to songs. But it mentions how if we can just take a step back and just be grateful for everything that we have, everything that we are, and everything we've become from day one. And from the day you hit this earth, you are a miracle. Right. And you hear people say this, right? But I don't think they really understand the science behind that. And if you've never heard someone tell you how that you are a miracle on this earth and the odds of you not being here are far more greater than you actually being here, you'll really appreciate the fact that you have life, this experience, this space, this journey, because there's so many that didn't experience it. I believe his name was Neil deGrasse Tyson, if I'm saying his name right, the scientist. He spoke on the statistics, the numbers of the people who are on this earth right now, who have been on this earth, and the statistics against them prior to them even arriving. And then you get here. And then you're on this journey and you realize that every day is a miracle. Check this out, B, if you didn't notice. Your brain, I say your brain. Your brain right now, in the millions, mine's not doing it, but the millions of operations that are going on right now, just so we can have this conversation.
Yeah.
Waking up in the morning, being able to touch, to feel, to smell, to hear, all of these things that there are people in the world that can't. Being able to speak on the radio this morning. I was coming in and I'm practicing how I want to do the intro. 78.6 FM. 78.6. There's people without a voice in the world today who weren't born with that same ability that haven't come across and gotten over fears of speaking. Yet and still, we're blessed with these gifts and these opportunities to do this. So I woke up this morning and B knows not every week's an easy week for us. We have some of the most trying and challenging jobs in the world when we work for what we do in our day jobs, right? And our teammates. But to be able to take a step back and realize that I'm in one of the most beautiful places in the world right now. Rain or shine, it's still beautiful out there. Looking out there right now and seeing the greens and the trees and the bushes and knowing that when the sun is shining after this, because after the rain there's always the rainbow, right? When the sun is shining after this, I'm still going to have some of the most beautiful views in the world. I may not be able to jump out there right now and go hit in the sun, but I know it's coming, and I know that it's coming back. And that's kind of the thing that my mindset is. No matter what I'm going through, I know that there's going to be good things coming my way. If I fight for it, I'm directing my energy there, and I know what I want in my future. Friends, like this little person, right? Being able to call her the night before and say, what are we talking about tomorrow? Right?
No.
Just the gratefulness of having those people in your life. My daughter had surgery today, so her face is all swollen. And I'm grateful for the doctors who had the skill to take care of her, right? My mind could have been completely distracted because I'm not there to physically be able to walk her through and navigate her through post surgery, but I'm grateful that her mom is. And I'm grateful that I have a good ex, or their mother is a good person and a good mom. And all these little things, it's like, how do you put all this together and remind yourself that no matter what else is happening around you, you can control the energy within you. And you have to fight for that. And it's not easy for everybody. I'll tell you, you're human.
Yes.
Sorry, I got a little tangent, but I'm really grateful. This opportunity, the people sending in messages and the folks listening in, I know I've been blessed to be here, and I know that it could be anyone. You could be doing anything with your time right now, but you chose to listen to us. So I'm grateful for you for continuing to tune in. All right, back over to BB. Can you tell me, off my soapbox tangent?
That's good.
Can you tell me some tips and tricks of how to practice gratitude?
Tips and tricks. Yes. So I have a few things that I wanted to share with you today. I brought 2 journals in.
Let's go.
First, one that I looked up was starting a gratitude journal. This one, and you can get them at cool places, such as like this one. It's just a journal that helps you actually start asking yourself, how do you practice gratitude? For example, like, who are the people you are most grateful for? Going back to what Winston was saying, like being able to like zoom out of everything that's going on in your current situation. For me, I like to say the season that you're going in. Right? Even Winston mentioned, like, it's raining now, but the rainbow's going to come out later. So try to not get so focused on those hardships that you're going through, but like reel it back out. Like, you know what? I am blessed. I am alive. I can see. I can walk. I can dance. And that starts to like change your gears and your thought process. So when something unfortunately does happen that's bad, your brain's already trained to like, okay, what's the positive? How can I look forward to something else? So getting a journal just to help your brain thoughts to get like challenged in a good way to start thinking in that type of manner. It might be foreign because you're not normally used to thinking and doing these things. So it would definitely start to help out. Okay.
How do you do that? Give me like some examples of how you can actually get yourself to do that piece of it.
To writing a journal?
Uh-huh.
Okay, so you have to have this thing called discipline.
Let's go. I was waiting for it.
So, like, you have to ask yourself, how much do I want to change? How much do I want to be grateful? Like, whatever it is in life, essentially a goal, and you have to be disciplined to that. So for me, practicing gratitude, which kind of goes into mindfulness, self-care, my self-growth, then I need to take it very seriously and be disciplined. So, for example, create a schedule.
Okay.
How often am I going to write in my gratitude journal? Is it once a week? Is it in the morning or at night? Whatever it is, like, stick to that routine.
Okay.
Because now we're looking at changing your behaviors and your patterns to doing something more like for growth.
When you change your behaviors, your patterns, and it becomes a habit that you're writing in this journal and highlighting good things that happen to you, what does that do for your brain, B?
It automatically is now, what's the word, like reset. You have rewired it.
There it is.
To respond, like, you know what? It's the morning. I need to go do my journal. Even on the days like you don't want to, you've already became so disciplined and changed your behavior. Like, I have to write in my journal now.
Something good just happened. I need to write this down. Imagine shifting your neural pathways, your neurotransmitter, your neural pathways to know I'm looking for the good. And when the good things happen, I'm tracking it. Because you're going to get the negative things. I promise you. They're going to happen every day. But when you can look for the good, focus in on the good, you're changing the way you see the world. You're changing the way that your brain was pre-programmed. And you're, like she said, reprogramming your brain. All right, my friend, what else?
Okay. So one of those that we could, challenge or encourage is like, what 5 things are you most grateful for? No, you don't have to do it now. But you might be driving, but later on, like, write down, like, what are 5 things that I'm grateful for? Once you write down those 5 things that you're grateful for, bring that list back up when you're going through hard times. So then you can remind yourself, you're basically being your own advocate, your own cheerleader in hard times, because you, unfortunately, people, we're going to fail each other. So although we might have a husband, a wife, a brother, a sister, we're not always going to be there in that time of need that we want someone to be there. But because you put in the time and you were disciplined for that routine and schedule, you can go back and look at the list like, you know what, this is why I'm grateful.
So difference between, you mentioned this at the top of the hour, right? Difference between grateful and thankful. Why is it important to make sure you're writing down what you're grateful for?
So that you can recall it and look back at it later.
What if I write down 3 things I'm thankful for?
Oh, so the difference.
Yeah.
Yeah. And writing down things that you're thankful for is also important. Don't want to like disregard that. But grateful, again, is more how you're going to respond, attitude, and your behavior. So it's more, it's hitting the heartstrings. So if it's something that you wrote down that you're grateful for, like, you're not going to question yourself on it. There's no debate about it. Like, this is legit what I'm grateful for. I've asked myself internally, this, no matter what changes, emotions, feelings, I'm going to be grateful for this. Thankful is like being able to appreciate someone or something that was happened at that time.
I like I believe the way we teach it is, what are you grateful for? How did it make you feel? And who, meaning who was responsible, who had a part in making you feel that way and that you're grateful, whatever that situation is. So it's kind of like breaking down the who, what, and where, right? What is it that make you feel that way? Who was responsible? Like, and you start looking at all the people involved in making you have that emotion. So no, I think that's dope. And it's really important, like she said, to understand the difference between thankful and grateful. That's why we threw that out there at the beginning of the hour. Thankful is a reaction. Grateful is a mindset. It's a feeling. It's what you really, truly internalize based on that experience. Am I tracking that right?
Yes. And it's nice to say you're thankful to someone because you're acknowledging their efforts, their actions, what they did for you.
Nice.
And as people, like, we need to hear that. And it's nice to hear, like, oh, wow, they actually saw that I came in early to take the trash out. Something that simple is what helped people stay connected.
Someone asked me, I sent a text this morning, and the dude was like, hey, man, thanks so much for checking on me, because I seen him dealing with some things last week. But I know it's going to be next time he goes through something, I may not be there, but I do want him to know and feel, hey, man, people do care about you, and people do think about you, and they pay attention when you're dealing with something. And even if he may not realize that I had an effect on, or I cared enough to care, that doesn't mean I'd be any less of a person or do anything less than check on someone. And I'm grateful for that opportunity. Think about these things. There's so little things, man. So many little things that go into this. But when we get back, B thinks she's slick. I'm going to ask B the 5 things that she's grateful for when we come back from the break. And I want you guys to really understand what we're trying to do right here. We're trying to help you rewire your brain. We're trying to help you hit those neural pathways, build those new connections to start looking for the good. And what she's mentioned during this segment is the first one. What's one thing you can do, B? The first one?
What's 5 things you're grateful for? No.
That's the second one, I thought. There was one before that, no?
Oh, a journal.
Yes.
A gratitude journal.
Gratitude journal. And then writing down 5 things you're grateful for. We'll be right back after this break. Konnichiwa from 78.6 FM, Positive Vibes with Winsome. I'm trying to help B with the energy this morning. She got some massage today. I'm jealous. I don't usually get jealous, but I have one tomorrow. She has one today. I should have got one today. Are you going to Quran relaxation?
I can neither confirm nor deny.
That place is awesome. 78.6 FM Yomatan. Quran relaxation is amazing. The ladies there, thank you so much for everything. Every time I come, you guys are wonderful. The customer service, the actual session, I always leave feeling brand new. Did I tell you I fell down the stairs over there one time?
No.
Saw her face change. I came down and I was wearing slippers and I wasn't paying attention. I was, I think, on the phone. And all I heard was, this is right after massage, a 90-minute massage. All I heard was, whoop, poof. I fell all the way down those stairs. The back of my arms was scared. That's why they have all these signs up, probably because of me now. All the signs says, watch your step. Hold on to the rail.
You know, Winsome, you are getting a little older.
I am. It took me about 2 weeks to recover from that. I'm glad there no serious injuries. But yes, I do love that place, Quran Relaxation. Over and here in Okinawa, the ladies are amazing. The sessions are wonderful. B cannot confirm nor deny. I am going tomorrow, and I can't wait for my session because I have been super tense this week. I've been trying to hit the gym because B told me I was looking old a few months ago, so I've been trying to go to the gym every day. So my face is getting fat, and I've been trying to run and work out. And so she can't talk trash. But anyway, Berlin.
Yeah, speaking of that, one thing I'm grateful for is having friends like you that can handle honesty.
Height.
Such as, maybe
Sometimes.
you should go to the gym.
She does say it just like that, too. Like, hey, are you working out? Yeah. Okay, so 1 thing out of 5. Remember, we're asking Berlin what are 5 things she's grateful for.
Yes. So friends is one of them, but not
Nice.
the first. I'll get to the first here in a second.
Okay.
Friends is definitely one of them because I don't have a lot of them. Because I'm an outgoing social person, everyone thinks I have so many friends. I have a lot of acquaintances. And I'm thankful. See? Thankful for those acquaintances.
Okay.
But the few that you can count on, like your 5 solid friends that I have, super grateful for them because no matter what season I'm going through, they are still there.
So she thinks. We've been running for years.
And, you know, I'm probably not the best in all conditions to be
This is
hanging
cognac.
out with. Wait, what? Yeah, so having a good group of people around you, in this case, like they even say, like, friends are like the family members that you never had or that you wish you had. There's friends that I have that I hold very dear and close to my heart and would do anything but drop everything and be there for them. So the few that I have been there have witnessed some hard times that I've been through, and I don't know how I would have made it without them. So.
I wish I was one of these friends. I'm one of the acquaintances she talks about. So
Alrighty
I just met her
then.
before the show. So B, your friends, you're grateful for them.
Yes.
What else?
My first one, which is the most important to me, because I do have faith in relation to Christ.
Yeah.
So for me, I'm so grateful for God.
That's what's up.
With me being able to accept Christ into my heart at a very young age and enduring all the adversity and upbringing and the hardships, God has been there. I call him JC, Jesus Christ, my ride or die.
Your faith is your number one.
Right.
I love that. You're grateful for your understanding with your faith, your connection with your faith, and its guidance in your life.
Right. Like my journal this morning asked me if I was like disappointed in people because like we're always going to fail each other.
Right.
Obviously, yes, I was. But then it led to like the disappointment in other people. Are you blaming that on the inconsistency with your faith with Christ? And then it made me think like, not really, because I would never associate the two. Because like, for me, my faith is entirely something separate that can't be shaked, that can't be ever changed. Like it's always going to be my main source of strength.
And which is important. You know, we talk about what people value and if they set their lives up around what they value. Next week, what do you value? But anyway, if they set their lives up around that. And when I'm going around the room and I ask person by person, usually there's always one or two that say, my faith is what I value more than anything else. And it drives all of my decision making, which is beautiful to hear, right? Some people have that, and it's something that you can pull from when you're going through your toughest times. I know that I'm never alone. That's beautiful to have that. So, okay, cool. Number 1. What's number 2?
Okay, number 2, which might seem a little opposite, but hey, I'm keeping it honest here. Second is going to be creation.
Okay.
So trees, the ocean, the water, all of those things, because that helps me go back to my number 1.
You said this is going to sound what?
A little bit. So most people would say family, probably, right?
There's nothing wrong with that, no.
But I can't get to my family if I am not filled with the energy to support them.
Okay.
And for me to get to the energy and feel fulfilled, I need to spend time in nature.
What's wrong with that? That's a wonderful answer.
Okay,
There's no, you don't have to have a certain order. We didn't put it here, but it's here. No, that's cool. We just with the 5 things. Doesn't matter what order. What are 5 things? So you are connected to nature, and nature gives you energy. So you are grateful, especially for, I assume, nature like what we get to encounter every day, right?
Yes.
How does that feed your soul?
Man, if I do not get out, like even just like driving to work, I take that in so much. Like, wow. Like yesterday at work, I did not know there was these beautiful flowers coming off these trees.
Nice.
I have been, for the past 2 months, I have parked in the same spot every time. This is kind of what we talked about last week, of being mindful. And I finally like just even changed my direction to look up and to the right. And when I did that, I was like, these beautiful flowers have been here this entire time.
Yeah.
But it just changes, like it even changes my mood. If I was even like frustrated, I'm like, you know what? Like the trees are out here just doing their thing.
Yeah.
And I love that for them because they also bring so much back to us as humans.
I love the life too, the creation, except the bugs. Okay. The flying roaches that are about to come back. The little tiny whatever's flying around right now, the gnats that come out as the sun starts coming back, and it looks like little clouds of them in certain areas.
Okay.
But I love everything else. You mentioned the green and being able to notice growth. So you see like when the pink flowers are come growing out, like that season where you see those out of nowhere, right? What is it? The cherry blossoms that we get here?
Oh, the cherry blossoms.
The people go out their way to go up and get pictures and be connected to the cherry blossom season. Not just because it's beautiful, but it's not always that you get to see it and experience it. It's a certain time of year to appreciate that experience. So I have friends asking all the time, can I come see where's the cherry blossoms? I'm like, nah, man, what about me? When you gonna come and hang out with me? You talking about the cherry blossoms? No, I'm kidding, just joking. But the key is, I have not been all the way up to Nago during cherry blossom season when everybody else goes up there. I've always found a day when there's nobody there, or early in the morning when there's nobody else there, because I want to experience it, just to see it, to take it in. Got it, bam, and I'm going. Yeah. Just take it all in. What else?
All right, so we've gone over my first, which is faith.
No order necessary. So faith.
Okay, but it helps me as a mathematician. The second, see, bloody hell, I forgot it. Okay, faith. Yeah. Okay, nature.
Yep.
Number 2. Nature. Family. Did I say family?
You haven't. Now you have.
Okay, family.
That's the hey.
Okay.
Hey, Bless family.
Yeah, I really love you guys. So the reason why I say family, which is actually hard for me to even come to this point and say, because I feel like I didn't have family support me when I was younger.
Yeah.
Kind of going back to like how I grew up.
Yeah.
Thankful for what my mom did and the sacrifices that she made to basically help me survive until I was 18. But now I am grateful for the relationships that I've built with my family, because now we're able to connect on a whole different level. Like that was just the foundation. Those hardships of what we went through was the foundation.
Right.
And now we're able to connect and help each other out better than I ever thought we would be able to.
Okay.
You know, like kind of those things that my family says, like break those generational curses.
Yeah.
And make a difference for our family and to be that example.
And you got to start with you.
100%.
I love that.
The hard part.
Okay. So you said the first one was
faith,
nature, family. You have friends. What's left?
The last one is grateful for myself.
Let's go.
And it's
a cheat code right there.
And that's not even a cheat code, because I wanted to say like the challenges I've endured, like the circumstances, But if anything, I've really been putting a lot of work to discover more of who I am, who Belen is, and working on like that self-care that we kind of like maybe I've been referring to every now come back on here. But going back to what you were saying earlier, like zooming out and seeing like, dang, not only did I went through a lot, but I'm still going.
That's right.
Like I'm still moving.
That's right.
Things have tried to slow me down 100%.
Always.
But I got back up.
That's right.
And so to be appreciative for my own efforts when I want to quit.
Yeah.
I'm proud of myself.
You should be.
And I'm taking my power back.
Let's go. Hey, it is my turn. That's what she said. It's just my turn. But listen to what you just said, man. You said taking a step back and realizing and being grateful for your own story, from the things you've survived. And then you mentioned a lot in the last couple of minutes, from the things that you've encountered, that you've overcome, from getting knocked down, getting back up, the energy, the power, and the mindset to be able to do so, the strength to when you fall to still look up so you know you can get back up. I've seen you survive some things. I'm like, a lot of people wouldn't have been able to survive it. And they wouldn't continue to find ways to grow and to get over and leave that stuff in the past. They would have got stuck. And they would have been sitting there for a long time. But I would tell you, as your friend, I've watched you not get stuck, even when you might have wanted to, and keep moving. And so that speaks volumes to you as a person, your character, your energy, your strength, and like you said, your spirit. Because when a lot of people would have probably given up and went and ran, you fought through it, you navigated through it, and you're still standing. Yeah. That's why she's my friend. I just met her today, but we cool. You know what I mean? 78.6 FM, positive vibes of wisdom. B just broke down what she's grateful for. 5 things. The first one she said, and I don't want to mess up anything. The first one was what now? Faith. The second one was nature. Third was family. Then it was friends. And then the last one was she's grateful, not in any specific order, for who she is and her story, which is beautiful. And both she and I share stories. We have a lot of similarities and differences, and we know each other's story. She knows a lot more about me than probably anybody else in this island. But I'll tell you, the crazy part about it is that's not what made us friends. What made us friends is our shared experiences from day one. I hired and fired this person a year and a half ago. And it's been so much along our storyline that we've been able to be there for each other. And I'll say this, I haven't said this to you before. I'm grateful for you as a person. I'm grateful for you as a teammate. I'm grateful for you as a friend. And I consider you family. I think that a lot of people say family when it's blood, but as you and I have both learned, there's going to be family that we create because of our stories. And there's family that there's no blood involved, and you're closer to some of these people than you are the people who you share blood with. For me, you are one of those people, and there's a lot of things that I've gotten through and a lot of things that I've experienced that I probably wouldn't have came out on the other end the same way without you. So I want to say I am thankful for you. And no matter where you at, and I know sometimes, I'm just going to say this because she knows this, we miss each other a lot during the week. And we can make plans for tomorrow right now, and tomorrow will come and we're going 2 completely different ways. But the fact that you have the word I don't want to use is patience. The word I want to use is understanding of who I am as a person, and that you appreciate who I am, and that you can see me for my intentions, and not just like a lot of people, they stay so surface that they miss out on the reality behind our friendship. And I know you move, and I'm really proud of the way you've navigated your story. So thank you for sharing it with me. Anyway, I don't even like her. So at 78.6 FM, positive vibes of wisdom. As I'm talking, I'm making sure that the sound is not going over. For anyone listening in here in Yomatown, we're talking about gratitude. Belen just shared with us over the past 3 segments what you should be grateful for, how to focus on being grateful, and ways to achieve gratitude. She also shared with us 5 things she is grateful for. And I'm grateful for her for sharing that time. We'll come back for our last segment of Positive Vibes right after this message. going to get the timing down. 78.6 FM, Positive Vibes with Winsome and Belen. We're talking about gratitude, things we're thankful for. Belen gave us her list. And without further ado, I want to say thankful. No. 78.6 FM, Positive Vibes with Winsome. Without further ado, I want to say thank you and give shout outs to the folks who I am grateful for. How's that?
Here we go. Let's do it.
Let's do it. Hey, this week, if you're watching on video or the link that I'm going to send later, we did our briefing, our teaching with the Happiness Studies Academy concepts, Happier No Matter What. So I'm doing this arrow. I'm pointing up for the people who are going to be watching this on my social media. I'm going to show a clip here. Basically, we were able to teach Happy No Matter What its concepts, the SPIRE model, spiritual, physical, intellectual, relational, and emotional. Had help from some of my favorite people along base. Belen was there via Zoom, but her Zoom was in and out. That's all Wi-Fi's fault, not hers. I want us to give a shout out to Dr. Don Sokowski. Yay. Thank you so much, Dr. Don, for spending time with our group this week and sharing spiritual well-being, right? And then Miss Bernetia Killens came in there and killed it with physical well-being, had everybody hyped up, energized. Intellectual Dr. Jason Womack from the Space Force shared a message with us about intellectual well-being. The crowd loved that as well. Relational, I came and messed up the whole energy to talk about relational well-being and how it's important to nurture those connections that nurture us. And emotional well-being is Senior Master Sergeant Select Joseph Theodore Gross out of California came in virtually as well to share emotional well-being. So all of those people spend time with our audience today. If you're looking, this is what it looked like, right? I'm pointing again for the folks who are seeing this later. And this is what we did for our community this week. On behalf of everyone who put this together, thank you so much for spending time with our community. For everyone who contributed, I'm so grateful for you, your time, your energy, and your messages. It was a vision I had to kind of step away. And it's hard for some people who build something to have other people hold the pieces. But I trusted this team, and they did an amazing and phenomenal job with the brief seminar that was built with the Happiness Studies Academy and myself in collaboration. The community's better for it. And these airmen and NCOs and civilians who attended, they're better for it. So thank you. 1, Talent Smart EQ, emotional intelligence. Here's another picture. If you're looking online, bam. This is what we were able to do at the Irwin PME Center, Irwin Professional Military Education Center, 2nd floor. We had a group come in. We taught Talent Smart's Emotional Intelligence 2.0 and Emotional Intelligence Habits. Thank you so much to the Talent Smart team, all of you for helping making sure we were able to put this together for these folks, and for making sure that you, arm me up with the material to be able to do this the right way. Shout out and love to Trainers Warehouse for, of course, the Emotional Intelligence Thumb Ball and the Developing Resilience Thumb Ball, which were used in all of these sessions. So I just want to say thank you to all those teams who supported and contributed to what we were able to get done. Shout out to my folks here like Belen, everyone who I mentioned for allowing me to share these visions, being lockstep with these visions. And we've done this virtually. We shared with the team. Doing it live last week was something I could not do. Meaning, after we had our virtual experience, you guys heard the jokes, right? How that started off crazy. I needed the audience, and I wanted to share that live with people and really see that energy and feel that energy and interaction with a real audience. And just to be able to make sure we were pouring in the people. It's hard when you can't see who's on the other end of these messages. So to know that, and the feedback we received, that it really changed some lives that day. I'm grateful for that. If you really ask me what I'm grateful for, number one is these opportunities to continue to pour into others. It's hard when you know that's your purpose and you've been running from it for a long time. And I was telling Belen just yesterday, my energy is all over the place, right? I've spread myself thin in a way it was very intentional because there's so many things that I've wanted to touch and so many things that I've wanted to be a part of and build for others. But I'm also grateful for self-awareness. And she's probably talking like, you're going to share this? Yes, I'm going to share this with the audience. I'm very grateful for self-awareness. Self-awareness to know that I, too, as I'm teaching people, I know you can move, but can you be still? That I myself have to be still and pay attention to not just what I'm building for others and doing for others, but what I need for myself as well. Very grateful for self-awareness and learning that journey, understanding that journey, and giving myself grace. Yeah. As she gives me as a friend when I'm all over the place, right? That's the word I was looking for earlier. The grace and understanding of knowing that my mind is always trying to build. And now I need to really build for my next chapter and give back to myself, my family, and the people I say I love. What I'm also grateful for is this team that does this every month, every day, keep 78.6 FM. You can tell I need to get some sleep. 78.6 FM Yomitan on the air. I mean, and trusting me with Amberlynn and any other guests that I have to do this. Very grateful for this opportunity to get this out on a Saturday, because we hold this stuff in all week, right? We had these conversations, but to share it with our community, it's just an amazing opportunity. Grateful for our journeys, our shared stories. Grateful for the people who trust us with their material, their classes, and my family. I told you about my daughter this morning. I talked about the kid's mom, the people here who I consider family. Even my little rat dog that got shaved down. He looks like a little, I don't know what Scooby. I've been calling him Chicken for the last 2 days. He looks like a little chicken, like a little KFC after his haircut. He's so funny. But I'm so grateful for the things that keep me going. Person in this room, people outside of this booth, and the folks who look forward to me coming and sharing my energy with them every day that I come in. Because you're going to get it. You're going to get my energy, just who I am. 78.6 FM Yomitan. Belinda, what are we talking about next week? I think I said it already, didn't I?
You talked about values.
Values. I want to talk about value-based goals. That's a whole different scenario on the resiliency team. But I want to talk about what you value, why having values are important. And because there's a lot of people right now in 2025, whose values are being tested based on decisions being made for us right now. So having those values, maintaining them, sticking to them, and how you operate throughout your days, weeks, months based on these values. You heard Belinda mention earlier that faith is her number one value. Bam. She drives with that. She drives on that. Let's talk about that. And we're going to bring those things home next week with you. 78.6 FM Yomitan. Positive vibes of Winsome. Belinda, what else did we talk about today?
Gratefulness. Yep. So being grateful versus thankful.
Yep.
And the difference between the two. We gave you some strategies on how to be grateful. So such as a grateful journal. Writing down things that you're grateful for and then coming back to it later. So,
nice.
We went over the 5 grateful things that I have, and that's a list that I can definitely refer back to later when I'm going through hard times, because hard times will come. And then we gave our shout outs to all of our amazing supporters, sponsors, and friends here in Okinawa to really inspire and change and motivate people such as ourselves, because we're human, as you were saying. So we go through those emotions as well. But just changing, rewiring your mind to focus on optimistic, positive mindset.
I love that. Good wrap up. It takes practice.
Yep.
It takes work. And she used the word earlier, it takes discipline to look for the good. You're going to be surrounded by the negative things every day. It's going to happen. Things are going to come to you that are not positive. It's not about having toxic positivity when approaching it. Is having a mindset of positivity, how to approach things creatively instead of negatively. Sometimes you want to look for a win-win versus win-lose, right? Not just with people, but with situations. How do I still get past this and learn a lesson without approaching this in a negative way? Being grateful is taking all the things we talked about today and understand that every day that you have is a blessing.
Right.
Every moment and everything. Appreciate the small things. You are loved. There's absolutely nothing you can do about it. See you next week.
Let's go!
Thank you. Nothing wrong with waiting for 45 minutes, you know what I'm saying? We got a semi-plan. Let's go. Let's go. Thank you, man. Oh, so go ahead. Arigato. Thank you.